Okay, hi everyone. I can see that a few guys have already joined in. So, hi everyone, welcome to today's session. Anybody who's watching us here on Zoom and on our platform, and anybody who's watching us over on YouTube, hi everyone, a very big warm welcome for today's session. I'm so incredibly excited to have this. This is another installment for one of our panel discussions that we're going to have. We already have Abhay here with us, and we're going to be joined by Merlin in just a few minutes. Actually, Merlin's facing some issues, so she's going to be here with us shortly. And today, it's a huge thing. And the reason why we wanted to make it as special as possible, and we wanted to do a continuous series of events and call upon students who have actually made it big, is the reason is that Yorkit has finally hit 25,000 subscribers on YouTube, which means that our family is, our YouTube family at least, is now, it's not 25,000 of you. So we are exceptionally excited. You can't even imagine the party that's going on right now because we're so excited. And YouTube definitely has been something that we have made sure that we are putting additional information and content out for everybody so that your study abroad journey is obviously smooth and great. And our series, our YOCKET alumni series and admitted student series and meet your senior series is definitely has played an important part in that. And I am so thankful to every single one of you for, throwing your questions in, giving us your comments and leaving ideas for who you want to see next. So thank you so much, everyone. With that said, thank you everyone for joining in. I can see that, okay, we have quite a viewing today. So awesome. That's great. So thank you everyone for joining. And I hope that you guys are going to have an amazing time here today. Okay, so that being said, let us actually dive right into our guest who we have today. And I'm going to make it as, how do I say this? I'm going to make it as special as possible. And the reason is that since we wanted to make it a proper series of admitted students, so it's going to be that only. And we have here with us Abhay. And first, let me actually introduce myself so you guys know who you're talking to. My name is Morvi, and I've been working with Team Yorkit for quite some time now. I've been in the study abroad industry for about 2 years. And also, I am fortunate enough to call myself not only an aspirant, but an admitted student. I am an admitted student for fall 2023. So just give me 1 second. Yeah, so I'm an admitted student for fall 2023. And we also have Abhay here with us. And Abhay, coincidentally, I also found out who is also from Jaipur. So we both share the same city. So Abhay is here with us. And he was here with us for another session. And Abhay received such an overwhelming response on that session. And there were people who wanted to ask you even more questions. So we thought that for the 25K special, why don't we bring you back? So we have Abhay here, gotten amazing admits from top universities abroad. One of his top admits and the university that he has finalized is NYU Tandon with a $10,000 scholarship. Now, once you hear his journey, it's going to be amazing. We're going to be joined by Merlin also shortly. She has also gotten amazing admits for MS in Computer Science from top universities abroad. And one of her picks is Illinois Institute of Technology with, again, a $10,000 scholarship. So we have a lot of people with a lot of similarities. So Abhay and me share the same city. Abhay and Merlin share the same scholarship amount. So it's going to be a lovely session. So hi, Abhay, welcome to the session. I hope that you're having a great day. And I hope that it's going to get much better with this session today.
Thank you so much, Morvi, for inviting me and giving me the opportunity again. And first of all, congratulations to the YOCKET family to reaching 25K plus YouTube subscribers. It's a milestone that and nobody can forget.
Yeah, definitely. And actually, we are so excited. And the reason we wanted to make it very special is this only, that, we always make sure that we are putting out great content for everybody. So all the people who are watching us on YouTube, so hi everyone on YouTube. I hope that you guys are having a great time. So Abhay, you're here for the second time, and we can see that, we've had such amazing response, and we got so many questions based on your journey. So let us actually backtrack a little. Okay, for all the people who are new here, we're just going to, just do a kind of rewind again for all the questions. Okay, so let me get to know you a little bit better. For all the people, I obviously know everything about you, but for people who are new here, who are meeting you for the first time, can you help us introduce yourself a little bit and, help us understand who you are and where did this study abroad inspiration come from?
Okay, hello everyone. Introduction about myself. So I'll start from my bachelor's degree. I completed my BTech in computer science from VIT Vellore in 2019, and after that I joined United Health Group as a software engineer. So currently I am a senior software engineer there, and it's been 4 years here. These are lovely years, and I'm proud of. And after 4 years, after 3 years, I thought of pursuing masters at abroad, and so I started. First I subscribed YOCKET, and then I got my path, my journey, and each step I got to know from YOCKET only. So that's all about myself.
That's great. That's great. So again, VIT. So let us actually track your journey from VIT. I know that a lot of people, actually, this is so interesting that a lot of students who graduate from VIT makes up a large portion of the students who go abroad each year, at least from Yorkit. So what is it about this VIT air? How is it that I want to actually explore this, that when does the inspiration to study abroad actually come in? And was it different for you? Were you inspired by factors in your college? Did you see your seniors do it? Or was it something that you naturally knew that you were going to do something?
Yeah, I would say like the sparkle that came in my mind was from my college. So but that time I didn't know how to, like, I didn't know the complete path, how to proceed with that for studying abroad. And initially, like, I was having thought that after finishing my bachelor's I will be going for job only. I will be doing job and earn some money, get corporate exposure, because studying for past 20 years it was like too much. So I thought of taking a break and joining corporate, and after that I thought, like, after 2 years I'll be probably going for masters. So VIT provided me many opportunities, even for going abroad for higher education, but that time I was not fully prepared. Even YOCKET used to come in our college, in our campus, my batchmates used to consult with them. So I knew about, from there I knew about YOCKET.
Okay, so that's amazing. For everybody who's actually wondering, we do come to a lot of campuses because we know that, throughout India, we see exceptional number of students going abroad, and we know that there's the potential. We see success stories like Abhay throughout the country. So it's really, really great. So can you help us understand what was the first step? Because everybody's study abroad journey is different. So if you take mine was a very non-motivational story. I came in, I was very late for fall 2023, and I thought that even one admit would be okay. If I get just one admit, I'll be more than happy. So everybody's story is very different. Did you go down a motivational path that, I'm going to start my journey and I'm going to get into the best college, New York University, Tandon, NYU, Tandon? Or was it starting from a place of ambiguity where you did not understand a lot about the space? So how was your journey and where did it start from?
Okay, so my journey was like, I would say, first step was like convincing my parents that I will be going for abroad. So that was the most difficult part, and it was the first step, because if you are not clear and your parents are not ready to send you abroad, so you can't proceed further. So that was the first step, and it was really difficult for me because our Indian parents are too attached to us, so they do not want us to separate with them. So that was the first step. And second was like, once I got the permission from them, then the second step was enrolling with YOCKET and getting in touch with counselor. So my counselor was Sudha ma'am, and she helped me with overall path from start to end. So the starting step was writing GRE and TOEFL. First it was GRE, so I wrote my GRE and I scored 313, and after that I wrote my TOEFL, and there I scored 93. So that was the first step.
Got it. And what was did you have a list to begin with universities? Because I've always seen this, that list usually change. So once you start, so did you have a list initially that, these are some universities that I want to apply to, or did you leave it to the discretion of your counselor that you will do it once you discuss with your counselors?
Yes. So first, I did not have the list in my mind. Counselor provided me the list of universities based on my profile. We had a one-on-one discussion. So she provided me the list, and I asked her that I have I'll be researching about the universities, and if I have any other universities in my mind, then I'll let you know. So based on that, we can shortlist the universities. So she was okay with that, and then we finalized 7 to 8 universities. And she told me that getting into these universities, you need to achieve these much marks in your GRE and TOEFL. So that was the target set on the first day itself.
That's awesome. That's great, because obviously having a target in mind always helps. I know that for a fact. And did that list ever change for you? Like, let's say counselor gave you a couple of, I can already feel it, because that is the exact same thing that happened. So did that list change for you?
Yeah, I wrote GRE 2 times, and every time like the list was changing. So initially, before writing GRE, it was different, and when I got my first score, it got changed, and then when I wrote second score, again it got changed. So it was 2 times, but after at last I got the clarity. Okay, these are the universities that I should be applying for. So I got the clarity that I should not focus on beyond my expertise, or I should not go down beyond my capacity. So based on that I chose the universities.
Yeah, because it happens. I mean, I started off with a completely different list, went on to a completely different list of universities. That's totally fine. So I actually got a question here and on YouTube also, where people wanted to understand your entire profile, because we are obviously talking about, we're going to talk about NYU and getting into one of the best universities with a $10,000 scholarship. So you've touched on your GRE and TOEFL score, and you have also touched on your work experience, which is close to 4 years, I believe. So was there any other preparation that you did? Because nowadays, the reason why we wanted to actually invite you, and we have spoken about this, is 25,000 subscribers on YouTube and a major boom in the industry for the number of students going abroad. So what type of special preparation did you do? Because I know that universities in the US are not very academic oriented. They want to see a holistic profile. So keeping that in mind, was there any separate preparation that went into maybe preparing your SOP, or was there any separate preparation that went into extracurriculars?
Yes. So in my college, I knew that I have to go for masters. And in my 7th semester, my CGPA was around 8.99 something. And I knew that at abroad, there are few universities that give the admission on the basis of 9+ CGPA. So I was lacking that 0.01%. And I knew that 8th semester is the only one where I can improve my CGPA. So and in 8th semester, I was doing my internship at United Health Group, and there I put my all the efforts and all hard work into that, so that I can get the best marks. So that was the one thing. So that led me to 9.04 CGPA. So, and I was really proud of that moment when I got 9.04. And after that, then second thing I would say, it was GRE and TOEFL, obviously. And the third thing was writing the SOP, writing all the documents, SOP, resume, and LORs, getting LORs from the professors and manager if we are working. So writing these documents were the challenging steps.
I can totally
and that helped me a lot.
Yeah, I mean, we were discussing this earlier also, that how an SOP actually changed the game. But I can see how proud you are of your 9-pointer GPA, as you should be. Definitely, it's a huge thing. So now that you're here, let us actually touch a little. We talked about this in the previous session also, but let us touch a little bit upon your SOP, because I actually gotten this question here by one of our users on YouTube, who says that, okay, weird, but the question is, what did you use in your SOP, and what should I, or did you use a format in your SOP? So did you use a format in your SOP? What did you write in your SOP? And what are some things that all students should be following, at least when it comes to their SOP? Let me add another question. So 4 questions I'm going to give to you. What did you include? What is the format? What are some things that all students should be writing in their SOP? And a question from my end is, what is something that people should avoid writing in their SOPs?
Okay. So first of all, we have to understand what is the SOP. SOP is statement of purpose. We have to convince the university for what purpose we are coming to their university and what contribution we are going to do. So it's a conversation between you and the person sitting, evaluating your application. And the format, about the format. So I followed the format provided by YOCKET. By following that format, I got the idea how should I start the SOP, because starting the first line or first para was the challenging step. And once you start, then you have a lot of points to add into. So the first para was about recalling your journey, like what clicked to you to pursue masters or whatever you are pursuing. So that story you need to form, and that will be like you need to discuss with your editor and your counselor, so they will rephrase it. So the first para was like that, and then in second para you have to talk about your BTech, your bachelor's degree activities, projects, any award you got, so that you have to talk about. And the third para was like you have to tell about your ambition, like in this university, what contribution you are going to do, why you want to go for only this university. So that you need to convince them. And to get the material for that third para, you need to go to their website and see the professors list, what research is going on there, what courses are they teaching, and what's the level of the course, the depth, and what's the student feedback. So after evaluating all those things, you need like you will be having a good material to write on. And then fourth para is like, after masters, what is your plans? So that you need to include. So that is like we have to conclude whole SOP in 600 words. So for few universities, they were limiting the word count to 600. Initially I had 1500, then I reduced it to 1000. And then when I actually saw that on their website, when I was filling the application form, so they wrote that you need to limit your SOP to 600 words. Then again editing, I started editing. So I would say that the final SOP was my 8th version. So
Yeah,
that is how
I can totally relate. Yeah.
And SOP.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
And SOP is the only document that can boost your profile, really. If you have a low score in GRE or TOEFL, or even if you have high score, then SOP can be a like game changing thing. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. And so what should we avoid? I know that we have one of our editors here. He's a master editor, Narayan sir. And when I also went to him and I asked him some tips on what should I avoid writing in my SOP, and the only answer he gave was cliches. Do not write a cliched subject line. Do not write a cliche. So what, according to you, should we avoid? Should we be writing any cliches? And what according to you, is something that, is a no, that shouldn't go on your SOP?
Okay. Actually, I also made these mistakes about writing cliche, and I got like as I was proceeding with writing new versions of my SOP, I got to know about those mistakes. So the mistake I was doing was I was writing the cliche, and to remove that, we have to read each sentence and understand, is it making any sense? If it is not making any sense, or it is not adding any contribution to SOP, then remove it. So that is how like we shorten the SOP. And second thing is you also need to submit resume. So your resume and SOP should not be equal. So you should not copy the content from resume to your SOP. Your resume is like bullet points, and in your SOP you tell about your story. So let's say you have mentioned any project in your resume. So in SOP, what you need to do, you need to mention like while doing this project, what challenges I faced and how I overcome to it, and what learning I had. So these things you need to add.
That's actually very rightly put. And as you said that your resume is just going to be bullet points, whereas your SOP is going to actually tell your story, which is absolutely correct. So I'm just going to take this moment to also remind everybody that we are open for questions. I'm getting some more questions here, and I'm getting some questions on Zoom as well. So guys, we're open to questions. If you have any questions, please feel free to put them in the chat box or the Q&A. For people who are watching on YouTube, I can see that I'm already getting questions. Please put it in the live chat and I'll be able to take your questions from there. So on the same note, I've gotten a question here by one YouTube user who goes by the name of Kamal, who says that, have you ever seen people with 8 to 9 years of work experience going to the US for a master's in computer science degree? Since we also have 4 years of work experience, so do you think that it's viable for somebody to, with 8 to 9 years of work experience, to pursue a master's in US?
I have not seen anybody with 8 to 9 years of experience going for masters. Maybe like people are applying, but I have not come across those people. But yeah, I would encourage, if you have a goal to pursue masters, then definitely go for it. It will be a new phase of your life, and it will be a game changer again.
I have seen some people who have gone with so Kamal, and I'm going to answer this question, since I've seen people with 11 years of work experience like go into top universities in the US for computer science. And if you have to, change your stream, if you have to, even with your work experience, I think it's going to be easy for you. So go ahead, Kamal. As Abhay said, we're going to encourage you, so go for it. Okay, awesome. So I also personally have this question. We discussed this in the last session. So I'm going to, once again, for all the people who are here, I'm just going to ask you to, help us understand how your journey with Yorkit has been. Because while we were talking about SOP, you mentioned extensively about your editors and how, your editors help to change this one line also. And I know how important it is for your SOP. So what was your process like with the Yorkit editors, and how did your Yorkit counselors actually help in shaping your entire study abroad journey till now?
Okay. So talking about editors, so the first thing we need to consider is when our editor tell that this is the deadline you need to complete, then stick to that deadline. Once I made the same mistake that I was not stick to that deadline, and I was submitting my draft later, and that delayed the editing process, because if we are not committed to a single thing, then the other person will not worry about us. So that is the most important thing, that whatever the deadlines have been assigned to you, so stick to that and complete the tasks that have been assigned to you, so that the process will be the faster. So after editing part was completed, then the next thing was about applying for the universities. So for that, one person was assigned, and he helped me with filling all the application forms. And one thing I would like to share. So when I was filling the application for NYU, so that time they asked me about 10th and 12th mark sheet, and I scanned and uploaded them. And then I was about to submit, but before that I thought of reviewing with that person, reviewing with that
application reviewer.
Reviewer. Yeah. I'm forgetting the terms. It's been a long time. So reviewing with the application reviewer. So he pointed the mistake that you should not upload PDF that is scanned from your mobile. You should scan that mark sheet on the printer. and upload that, because university will discard that application.
Yes, that was also something that I never knew, that and also all of these small things, and totally that makes sense. So yeah, one thing that definitely a lot of people will know today also, that you cannot just use mobile scans for universities. Okay, awesome. So what is another thing that maybe your editors help you, or your YOCKET counselors help you? We know that, you know, your applications review, definitely my application review was life-saving for me. So what about other things? And would you recommend somebody who is, let's say, just starting out their process? I know that a lot of fall 2024 students have this question, that whether or not I should take YOCKET Premium now, or should I consult any of the counselors right now? Do you think it makes sense? And what would your advice be for people who have just started out and do not know a lot about the industry, do not know a lot about which universities you want to apply for? So what would you suggest to them? Would they consider getting into YOCKET Premium and, you know, talking to one of our counselors here?
Okay, so I would recommend to take the YOCKET Premium, not because like I'm saying, but I'll tell you the reasons. The first thing is like counselor will help you to move to the next step, and there will be many times that you are not sure of what is the next step, and then counselor will come in and she or he will tell you that the next step is this one. And many of the times you are not enough motivated to move to the next step, and then counselor will push you that your GRE is pending. When are you writing your GRE? Are you preparing well or not? So all these push or all this motivation will come from your counselor, and it will be from the starting of the day until the ending of your visa process. So that is the good help that will be provided by your counselor.
Awesome. That is great. That is great. And that is also something, because for people who, you know, think a lot, and people like me who tend to procrastinate a bit. So counselors, sometimes your counselors will actually be talking to you more than you'll talk to your friends. So yeah, there's a fair disclaimer that your counselors, once you get into YOCKET Premium, your counselors will actually hound you with text that your SOP is pending, your LOR draft is pending, this is pending, you know, your deadline is coming up, so you need to apply. So awesome, great. So what is your preparation like right now? Because, you know, you've passed the phase of admissions. I know that that is one big chapter for any applicant, for any aspirant. So what is your preparation right now? Have you started with your visa? Are you done with your visa? Are you starting for pre-departure? And has it started setting in almost that, you know, you're going to leave? I think you're going to leave in the month of August. So you just have, I think, 2 more months here in India. So how is that feeling? And has it started kind of settling in for you?
Yeah, so currently, like I'm in the phase of visa processing. I got the slots. It was like daunting, and currently I'm preparing for visa interviews. My mock interview is scheduled for tomorrow, so tonight I'll be preparing for that. And yeah, so 2 months is left, and yeah, now like my family is getting senti, so so the days are going, my family is becoming more senti, so that is the environment I'm having as of now.
I can totally imagine. I can totally imagine. And it will get progressively, you know, more and more sentimental in the house as, you know, your date of going comes closer. So I know that, you know, I am sure that you will ace your visa, and that is amazing that you got your slot. And I know that you're going to have an amazing, amazing visa process. So I asked this question to you in the previous session. I'm going to, you know, relay this session for you, like this question particularly for you again. And then I'm actually going to take a couple of questions that I've here gotten on my chat. Once again, a small disclaimer for everybody. We are just going to take 2 to 3 more questions for today. And yeah, go ahead and drop your questions and I will relay them to Abhay. Let me also just get on with YouTube because I'm getting a lot of questions from there as well. So, okay, I have... Okay, so we have a question from Kamal again. From where did you get to know about the scholarships? That is an interesting one. And how did you apply for them?
Okay, this scholarship is merit based. I was not sure about this scholarship. So NYU reviewed the application, and based on our profile, our GRE and TOEFL score, and our SOP LOR, they will allocate some scholarship. So to get the scholarship, the most important thing is apply in the first deadline. So there is early deadline for every university. So if you apply to that deadline, then there are a lot of chances that you will end up in getting scholarship.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And there are many universities that offer external scholarships also. So you can definitely go ahead and do that. And the follow-up question is, I've got another question from YouTube only. That how did you apply for them? We have already, already answered that question. Okay, awesome. So I've gotten a question here on Zoom. And okay, so this is going to be a profile evaluation question. So it is here in my chat box. So you're going to assume that you're a counselor for one day. Okay, and I've completed my BTech in ECE. I've gotten a 7.34 GPA, CGPA, and I have 3 backlogs. Do you think I have a chance of applying to top US universities for MS in computer science? You're going to be a counselor for just this one question.
Okay, I hope your backlog, all the backlogs are clear. Whoever is asking. So I'm assuming that, and you are from EC background and your CGPA is 7.4. So yeah, definitely you should apply. And I would say on this profile, you should more focus on your GRE and TOEFL score, because your CGPA is not that much low, but it is decent. So to get into the very good university, you should be having a very good GRE score, maybe let's say 320 plus and TOEFL 100 plus. So that will get you a good admit. And apart from that, work on your SOP LOR. Those are important things, very, very important. And yeah, so there are definitely chances to get into a good university, a very good university.
Awesome. Awesome. That's very motivational. So, Abhay, I know that you're also busy today. So I'm just going to ask you one final question before we shut off today's session. And that is, I asked this to you last time also, what is your ultimate piece of advice and your tip for anybody who's applying now? I want you to give tips for people who are just starting out, who do not know where they have to go, and for people who have their deadlines next month. So those 2 pieces of advice I'd like to take from you for people who are just starting out, maybe for fall 2024, and not sure how to start, where do I go, what do I research about? And one piece of advice for people who have their deadlines next month, because you've gone through both the phases. So just 2 more questions for you.
Okay, very difficult question. You are asking about one piece of advice. That is always difficult.
Come on, 3-4 pieces of advice, it's fine. As long as it's coming from you, because we are going to learn from your journey, and you've been in both the shoes, you've been in both the boats. So I think it would be best that, you tell somebody how to start, where to start, and for somebody who has to actually put in their applications next month. Okay.
The first thing is like getting to know about the whole process. If you are sure about the whole process, and if your friends are helping you, and you are completely sure, like what the first step is this, then second is this, and then this, then you are fine. If you don't know, then go for YOCKET Premium. It will definitely help you, because it helped me a lot. Even I had my friends who are in NYU, they are my seniors now. So even after that, I took that YOCKET Premium, and it helped me a lot. So that is the first advice. And second, I would say, let's say if you have scored less marks in GRE and TOEFL, then do not disappoint. Do not make yourself disappointed. Focus on your SOP now, because whatever happened, that happened. Now we cannot change. If we are again thinking about writing GRE, then SOP will, then when will we be finishing SOP, and the university's first deadline will be over. So the best thing is, after finishing your GRE and TOEFL, start writing your SOP, and write good SOP, and get the good LORs from your manager or your professors. So that is the piece of advice I would like to give.
Awesome. That's great. That's great, because obviously it fits really, really well for the people who want to actually, pursue their education abroad. And coming from somebody who has done it, and how you've done it. You've done it with the best universities and an amazing scholarship amount. So thank you so much, Abhay, for coming down for our special session. We couldn't have Merlin with us today, unfortunately. She was having some issues on her end. So thank you so much for coming down for this special session once again. And I wish you all the very best for your application process. I think you're also coming, for folks who do not know, we are having a lot of physical offline events across the country in the following weeks. And I think, Abhay, we're also going to see you for the Jaipur event coming up on the 24th. So awesome. I'm so excited, and I'm super excited too, because it's the first time that we're hosting our meetup in Jaipur. So all the people who are watching it right now, you might want to, if you're from Jaipur, if you're from Bangalore, if you're from, cities like that, go check out Yorkit's event page, and you'll find all the details and information about our upcoming events there. So go ahead and check out those information. And once again, Abhay, thank you so much, and huge congratulations for your amazing journey so far. And it's always a pleasure and always a delight to host you, because I get to learn so much from you, and there's so many new dimensions and perspectives that I learn about. So thank you so much for coming down and talking to us once again.
Thank you so much, Morvi. And I wish you all the best to all the students who are preparing.
Awesome. Thank you so much, everyone. And I wish you all the very best for everyone who has their questions and who are starting their application. Guys, let's, hurry up. And for all the people, thank you so much for joining us today. And I hope you have a great, amazing evening. Thank you, everyone, and have a good night, good evening.